Hello fellow Helldivers and good old citizens of YouTube. This is Arpexxi here, and I'm here today to share with you my loadout for dealing with the Automaton. It's kind of a Swiss Army knife build, the jack of all trades build. The first thing that you want to do in terms of armor is I like the extra padding. You want something medium because you want mobility. Light isn't protective enough, so we're looking for something medium, and I like the extra armor rating on it. I like Gold Eagle because that's the most stylish, but the armor that you start with in the beginning of the game has the same feature. If you want something different, I would recommend Fortified because of the resistance to explosive damage on it. When we talk about different kind of weapons, for our primary weapons, you can use anything that is pretty precise. I like to use the Deadeye because it has a lot of stopping power and staggering, and it has a good scope on it too. But any of these ones that I pause on here are the best weapons to use for your primary. For secondary, the Talon is my favorite one. It can be very precise, and it's energy, so you never run out. And of course, Thermite for dealing with anything big and to blow up the automaton fabricators and things like that. As far as stratagems go, I recommend some type of a barrage because this is very good for things like the fortress. When you go after the fortress, you're going to want to soften that up with some type of barrage. I like the walking barrage the best because there's a lot of things like the convoy. Also, you can use it on the convoy of the factory striders to pretty decent effect, I think. The other thing here that you want is ideally the Eagle Strafing Grunt is great because there's a lot of enemies that walk in lines and you can take them out really quickly. However, it doesn't work very well on the city maps, and you'll see in a little bit, but the Eagle Pilot, I call it the Eagle Pilot being drunk, but the Eagle Pilot will not go in the intended direction as where you throw the stratagem sometimes. So if you want to use something different for the city, the cluster generally works good, but that also has trouble. So I would recommend maybe another barrage, another orbital, because that doesn't have to deal with the cities as much to mess up the aim. And then the anti-tank turret is a good one, and of course the recoilless rifle is always good. And as far as boosters go, I would recommend in order of importance is generally that supply pack booster. I forget what it's called, the one that I chose here. And then it's the stamina booster, and then it is I like the experimental stims as well. So people usually pick the first two, so I often pick the experimental stim. And what I'm showing you right here is how to use the recoilless correctly. So as you can tell, you can skip some of the loading animation if you hit triangle or the switch weapon button after you've loaded the shell into the chamber. So when you hear that sound, that click sound, that's when you can switch the weapon and then switch back, and that's a faster way to reload. So I'd recommend to use it that way. Right now we're on the siege section, and I bring rocket sentry to that as well. That's another really good stratagem for the bots. When you use the recoilless rifle for far shots, you guys may not know this, but I recommend tagging it and reading the distance to target, and then get a good sense of where that lines up with the circle in your reticle in the first person view. So generally, if it's like about 200, then it's a little bit below the reticle circle. But that's a perfect way to aim for long shots and how to do them correctly. This next part here is the factory strider, not the factory strider, the war strider. And the war strider, the weak point is the pelvis. or the leg. So I just want to show you guys that. I tested, I tried to hit the eye on it. It doesn't work. So I recommend hitting the leg or the pelvis. I also wanted to show you this. This is a crazy close call right there. So look at that. I had to show this. I couldn't believe it. It was the reloading animation that saved me right there. And I can't believe how that didn't trigger a hitbox or anything like that. I don't know how it could get any closer than that, but that was very cool. For the anti-tank sentry, I recommend to throw it towards where you want to point, because you won't have to switch the seat all the way around. And you can also dive and throw it like I did for some extra distance if you need to get, because you don't want it to be near a lot of enemy units, because they swarm you right away. And if you don't have a buddy to keep you safe, they'll destroy the turret pretty quickly. So this is great for the open maps, of course, from a high place. You can destroy fabricators and everything like that. If you can shoot the fabricators in the vents, you can get them with one shot. Otherwise, it's usually two. But you can. Right here, he drops the tank on the thing on the other dropship there. That's pretty funny too. But you basically you want to aim for. If you have the bots with the shields, you want to aim for their faces. So don't just hit them anywhere, because you're going to waste ammo like that. Hit them where the shield isn't facing, and you get them in one shot. Of course, take out Striders really, really quickly and the top turret so that it can't target you. But you want this. And this video here is just to show how that it can be used in the city effectively if you put it in the right place. When you aim the sentry, in between shots you want to wait about a second or so, because even though the circle jumps back to the original position, it doesn't always fire in the original position. It takes like some time to actually like reset back to the original position. So you get a good cadence. It's about a second or and a half between shots, something like that. What I'm doing here is a tactic. If you can't see anything, you can still quote unquote see things with your tagging function. So I like to, this is an advanced trick here in my opinion, is I like to scan the area like that with a tag, and if it lands on an enemy, I know an enemy is there even though I can't see it. So that's a great thing to do. So yeah, ideally, yeah, you want to get in a position on top like this, up high, and where you can see everything. And you don't want to, a lot of people put it right where they need to protect, like right here, we're extracting, and a lot of people put it right there on the pad. That's not what I like to do, because you get surrounded by enemies and it makes shots on the drop ships really difficult. So I keep it away for things like this, and raise the flag of Super Earth. I keep it away, and then that way you can down all those drop ships really quickly and with less effort, and you can keep your teammates safe who are trying to raise the flag or prepare for extract. So I recommend like that kind of behavior with the anti-tank sentry. That was pretty funny too, how I just got flung right there into the shot. So that's why like the Deadeye is good. This is on the Talon. You can see a shot on the draw there that I just did. And now this is a video of me ambushing or coming across the patrol of like lighter units here. So it's really super fast. And just one shot to the body or to the legs, and you take these lighter units out really quickly. You just want to make sure not to have it overheat. If it does, if it's getting close to the overheating, then you switch to your primary. Use your primary for a little bit and then switch back to it. So yeah, it's pretty effective and it's very accurate. With the Incineration Corps, you will catch on fire very, very, very easily from these guys. So you want to go prone whenever you can. Whenever they're there, even if you're like a little bit close, you want to go prone. That's going to stabilize the aim, because the aim on the secondary is really, really bad. Yeah, I like the Deadeye and the Adjudicator. Like they can penetrate the factory striders really well. The strafing run can do things like it just did. The grenades can take out the big guys, and then you can use the Talon if you want, like I just did. Shoot the missiles on the striders there. And so that's what I mean. It's like a Swiss Army loadout that you can use for a lot of different things. See here, I get a good ambush on a few units there. You want to take out the most difficult shot or the farthest enemy first. And then that's, I forget, there's a military word for that, I think, but you don't give them any chance to attack because you take them all out as fast as possible. And so you see there, the eagle shot was a little bit off. So, but yeah, so the Talon there is really good to use, and just toggle in between that and the primary. The strafing run is really powerful. I love it. You get a lot of them too. And it can even take out fabricators and turrets like you just see here. So I like to throw it outside of fortresses and bases and see if that can take care of the fabricators that way. As I show here, the cluster is really good too. You can, I just took out like most of the enemies in the base right there with that cluster bomb. So that's pretty good too, but it won't take out the really heavy enemies, of course.
Engaging orbital thrusters.
Yeah. So I think that you don't want to use, if you have a siege mission, I call it a siege mission, where you have to evacuate assets. That one, you want to switch to heavy armor, and I like heavy armor with fortified, because the heavy armor you get extra bonuses, and you don't have to run a lot on those siege missions. So why not wear that kind of armor? So I think that's most of the tips that I have for you guys. Here you can see that the Eagle pilot becomes drunk again, because like it's supposed to go perpendicular to where I threw it, the cluster bomb, but it didn't. It went like on like a 45-degree angle, and yeah, it took me out there. So like it behaves really weirdly in the city. It's a bit like unreliable. So that's why like that slot, yeah, you can, based on your taste, you can adjust that like to whatever you want. But the recoilless is definitely essential in my opinion. There's just too many heavy things that you need to take out. Those striders, if you can get them in the eye, right in the eye, of course, that's one shot by the recoilless. If not, then it's a two shot, but it's not too bad. It's like 2 shots is not bad. You just have to make sure that it doesn't get you. If you are in a dangerous situation, you can try to take out maybe the 2 guns in the front with your primary. That's a really good thing to do. because those are the most dangerous things. So, but I generally try to get my 2 like recoilless shots off and take care of it that way. The same goes with the flame shotgun guys with the shield. If you're having a really hard time hitting their face, then you can just go and take their arm off and just shoot their arm. Then they basically can't do anything almost. So, and the game isn't going to respawn a new one, I think. I think that's the way it works. So there's a ricochet there on the grenade pistol. Thought that was pretty cool to show you guys. I made a mistake with that. I shot the ground by accident, but I got lucky. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it for this thing on the best loadout. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And it's another Arpexxi tip for you guys. And good luck in your liberation.